Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for a Chelsea versus Southampton match preview. Weird to know whether or not we should be excited for this game, but it's a Chelsea match, which means I, as a Chelsea fan, am of course excited to see Chelsea play. We've spoken a lot about Borussia Dortmund and that game. Despite losing it, there were positives, there was improvement. I know it's frustrating for some people at the moment to be praising the subjective idea of what improvement is. Results need to improve, and you look at a team bottom of the table, managerless, and then you remember it's Chelsea and you think, well, blimey, this could be the perfect opportunity for some charity to arrive. But I think it's time that other teams looked at Chelsea as a charity case at the moment and realise that we are bloody desperate for 3 of the best points. And I don't care how it comes. I don't care if it's a 1-0 own goal. I don't care if it's a 7-6. I just want to win a game of football. To think that Chelsea could ever score 7 in a game at this moment in time is pure lunacy. But I believe if there's ever a game that we can turn this around, surely, please let me know in the comments if you firmly disagree with me and you think that there's no way Chelsea get the result tomorrow. Surely we've got to beat this Southampton team. They are seriously struggling. They've been through 2 managers already this season. They look as good as gone. But I remember when we played them earlier in the season, they showed up. And it wouldn't be the first time that a team come to Stamford Bridge and absolutely turn it on. We know every time Chelsea play at home, whether we're in good form or bad form, it's always going to be the same thing. Chelsea are going to know they're going to come up against teams that play in a low block. Graham Potter has, so far at Chelsea, very much struggled against teams that arrive and play with this low block. Before we start building my Chelsea starting 11, I do want to point you guys in the direction of the description, because as you know, we have started doing regular live streams here on GBFC, and there is a new GBFC Patreon for a, let's say, premium entry into the Discord channel, so that when I'm doing streams, I can give you guys a call and get your voice here on the channel. So go and check that out down below. Subscribe if you are new, and Chelsea news if you want to see my thoughts on the Mason Mount stories and Neymar. The link is also in the description. So, Chelsea's recent form. The recent form, not just like in touching distance ago. We literally played Dortmund 48 hours ago. And before that, it's been a disaster. Let's be real. Chelsea Football Club winning 2 matches in their last 14 games is absolutely not okay in any situation possible. Now this week, I've spoken at great lengths, and in the last week or so, I've really delved into my current position as a fan supporting Chelsea, supporting Graham Potter, and supporting the current project and vision of our new ownership, who have blessed us with numerous new players. And I think at this moment in time, this Southampton game for many people is a do or die. At least in my opinion, in terms of reality, I think even if tomorrow doesn't go very well and we draw, or God forbid, we get beaten by Southampton, I don't think it will have any implication on whether or not Graham Potter remains as a Chelsea manager or not. I think if Chelsea don't win at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, there has to start being internal questions from the Chelsea board, from the decision makers, about just how long it can go on. And I know obviously we've not played the game yet, and I do think we'll win tomorrow, and I just bloody pray and hope that we do manage to score a goal or maybe 2. I just feel as though there are some fixtures that even in the tightest of regimes, even with the public backing and all of the stories we've heard about it being years of judgment to Graham Potter compared to months, if Chelsea get beaten by Southampton tomorrow, there is going to be a backlash like nothing else on social media and from Chelsea fans. Because even those who are supporting Potter, like me right now, there is a point where you've just got to be like, could one of us go in there and do a better job than this? And I don't know if tomorrow's that game. I really pray that it isn't. But without any further ado, we are going to jump into my Chelsea starting lineup. Kepa is, of course, the goalkeeper. The back 4, Ben Chilwell. There was, Graham Potter said in his press conference today that it's touch and go if he'll be involved in the squad. But based off of everything I've seen from Cucurella recently, everything I've said about Cucurella recently, if Ben Chilwell is fit enough to be in the squad, then I think he should be fit enough to start the game tomorrow for Chelsea. If Ben Chilwell comes off the bench, we're looking for a player who's not 100% fit to change the game, then that's also an issue for me too. So Chilwell, Badiashile, Silva and Reece James. There could well be... Could Thiago Silva possibly be rested for this one? Obviously, Badiashile is guaranteed to play because he didn't play in the Champions League. But Koulibaly was excellent in that game in Borussia Dortmund. So, with Thiago Silva, we've heard what he said. He's got to be looked after. There can't be a game every 3 days and expect him to play every single one of them. So, maybe Thiago Silva doesn't start. Maybe Koulibaly starts with Badiashile. But because of how solid in the Premier League that back two has been, Badiashile and Thiago Silva take it for me. Reece James, I thought there were big improvements from Reece in that match the other day. He looked a bit more sharp. He was getting forward more. Had 2 really good chances, but for some very good goalkeeping from the Dortmund keeper, Reece James would have got himself on the score sheet. We move further forward in this Chelsea team, and I've gone with Enzo and Mateo Kovacic, a duo that I think a lot of people are very excited to see. I think Ruben has done well in the 2 games that we've seen him play due to the injuries of Denis Zakaria and also Mateo Kovacic. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has done very well, and I think he, as much as we'd like to see Ruben in the same light that we saw him years ago, where he could absolutely run through players, barge people out the way, win the ball back, being a physical, still attacking and progressive midfielder, I think the way that he's being asked to play now at Chelsea, he doesn't really have that role. So he's got to do the basics correctly. People said too many times he doesn't take risks. I don't think Ruben's role is to take risks anymore. And I think what this midfield 2 that we've got here does, Mateo Kovacic can do a very good job of the boring stuff. He can do a very good job at working the ball out of a tight space to free up Enzo Fernandez playing against a team who are pretty much void of confidence right now. Nathan Jones didn't really have that much worse of a record, I think, than Graham Potter in terms of wins, which is kind of crazy to think about. But this Southampton team are there for the taking right now. And I think Chelsea have got to think and look at the positives of the performance that we saw against Borussia Dortmund. Enzo almost scored his first goal for the club as well. But once again, another fantastic save from the Dortmund goalie. I think Kovacic being there enables Enzo to be a little bit more aggressive and progressive with the midfield. Chelsea getting the ball to these two within that transition. As long as we're still looking forwards, I think this does bode very well for a good, solid attacking Chelsea performance tomorrow. We need goals. We just need a goal. Would be nice right now. And 3 points is 100% essential. So, as we move into the front 4, it's a 4-2-3-1 formation. I've brought Noni Madueke back into the team. João Felix in the number 10. Mudryk on the left, despite being relatively poor against Dortmund. And David Datro Fofana is my striker again. I've got to try and remain consistent here with what I say on the channel. I often choose, depending on the match, depending on the preview, I often choose whether or not I want it to be, this is my point, this is what I want to see, or this is what I think the manager's going to do. And at this point right now, I just cannot play Kai Havertz as a striker for my own personal integrity here on GBFC. I've said so many times, Kai Havertz cannot be the most advanced player. Maybe we see Felix go further up with Havertz as a number 10. And when we've seen Havertz play in that number 10 role before, he's been significantly better. But Mudryk is rusty. And I think considering how good he could be, that is going to come with game time. And I think you look at this Southampton team, I don't know where my voice is going, it seems to be disappearing here in this video. You see Mudryk's confidence right now. I don't think it's a case of a lack of confidence. I just think because he wasn't playing for so long, at Shakhtar Donetsk, we are taking a bit of time to see the real brilliance. And I think this Southampton side are 100% there for the taking. Some people will look at it and think it's a banana skin because they've got no manager, they're bottom of the league, and of course it's Chelsea, and we sometimes struggle in these games. This is the fixture we need right now. Chelsea need to be playing a team who are lower on confidence than we are. And I think when you look at this team, even look at the bench, there is so much quality in this Chelsea team. Give Fofana the chance. Let's see what he can do. And I think Chelsea will score. And I think we'll score a couple. I think Chelsea win tomorrow 3-0. 1-0. I know it's crazy. I know you might think I'm stupid. I know a lot of people have been saying to me it's going to be 1-1. I think it's got to click at some point. I've been saying it now all week long, and I think it clicks tomorrow. My goal scorers, Felix gets one, Reece James gets one, and Fofana gets one. I think whoever starts up front, even if it's Havertz, they're going to score at least one goal in this game tomorrow. I'm nervous, but I'm also excited because I think this is the fixture Chelsea need. I might come across like a right melt. 6 Things We Learned will be live straight after the game, and I should, 95% sure, I will be doing a live stream watch along for the game against Southampton tomorrow. Let me know your team in the comments down below. Let me know your score predictions. Surely we've got to win this one. Let's make it 3-15, please. Come on, you Blues.